Candice Parker denies Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA. Hope everybody's doing all right today. This is a segment from Fearless brought to you by Jason Whitlock. Without further ado, let's get into it.
And that's why everybody was yelling from the rooftop, WNBA, blah, blah, blah. It's 28 years young. Mm-hmm. There were a lot of leagues that it took to year 30 to really make a growth. So it's coming, whether it comes at 28, 29, 31, and we've seen it. The crazy thing that I think it's little fixes, and this is where my role is to question and to push and to encourage. ABC, it was the first time they put the women's NCAA game on ABC. Was the first year that Caitlin Clark made the championship game.
Because she's the only one worth a damn, Candace. Do you not see the ratings? Are you unfamiliar with the tens of millions of people that Caitlin Clark brought to watch the NCAA championship game? What was it, 18 million? How many people were watching you at Tennessee? Not 18 million. You were good, Candace. Don't get me wrong. You were great. You dunked in-game. But come on now.
Are you surprised that the viewership was up? Are you surprised that people actually saw the product? It was buried for so long on ESPN. There's so...
Because nobody wanted to watch it. So ESPN's executives say, dude, nobody wants to watch this. I'm wasting valuable airtime with this. So then they made a deal with David Stern. All right, we'll put it on ESPN2. Leave us alone. You'll get ESPN2. Do you know the history?
So many times during the NCAA game and even the WNBA playoffs, I turn on, the NBA doesn't want to clash with NFL playoffs or NFL opening week. So why would we then put the WNBA, I don't care if that's the time slot that they're giving you. Let's fight for another one or let's find something else. And I think with streaming, with social media, now it's more front and center. You're seeing the leaders of, and I'm sorry, I'm passionate about this. So,
Go.
So now you look at statistics within.
Yes, that's Alex Rodriguez, who was with Jennifer Lopez, who was with B. Diddy, forget it.
And social media and following. And it's Paige Beckers. She had more followings than Suggs, who was a top 4 pick. She had more following than Anthony Edwards when he was coming into the league. So now you're able to look at social media and see what the following is, the clicks, the likes, what they're selling, what people are looking for. And you're now able to see that, okay, wait, women can sell things. And I think that is...
Dude, look at Jason Whitlock's face. He's like, please spare me this nonsense. Please spare me these lies. Jason Whitlock is like, really? This is what we're doing right now? This is what we're doing right now?
Is my role, is to continue to push the envelope of what that looks like, of visibility, but also like having relationships to be able to build what you're trying to build.
It's my favorite.
Happy holidays. All right, we got the Christmas music up already. I got my Christmas lights done. Let's see.
There's a huge war over credit.
There's a war going on outside.
Who's gonna
Nobody's
get
safe
credit
from.
for the growth of women's basketball. And rather than celebrate Caitlin Clark and the gift that she's brought to them, they would rather argue and wrestle, this time politely, relatively politely, but they just want to take these subtle jabs of, no, it's not Caitlin Clark. This was all happening before Caitlin Clark. There's plenty of businesses that lose millions of...
We were due. It's about time. 28 years later, we were due. No, somebody came along. Along came Polly. Oh, Polly. She's a superstar. Generational. Best we've ever seen. That's why.
Upon millions of dollars for 28 straight years. And then in year 28 or 29, then experience growth. That happens all the time. Do you know any failing businesses that fail 28 straight years in a row? No, it doesn't happen. And so and again, Candice Parker, I get it, her ego, and they want to go down in history, and they want to be pioneers, and, oh, we built this league, and blah, blah, blah.
That's the thing. The more that they talk, the less they look like. I mean, they're pioneers, right? Candice Parker's a pioneer. Taraji's a pioneer. Soups is a pioneer. Catching is a pioneer. They're all pioneers, right? Fowles is a pioneer. Witherspoon's a pioneer. They're all pioneers, but they diminish their own contributions when they try to limit everybody else's. They were never as big as Caitlin Clark. They were never as big as Angel Reese. That's just the fact of the matter, folks.
And y'all giving all this credit to this white woman and Caitlin Clark and ABC. They didn't even put us on ABC until Caitlin Clark. They did this for this white girl. That's what she's saying. We were buried on ESPN. Really? Buried on ESPN is getting buried? Really? I mean, it's not ABC, but cut it out. Buried on, this would be like NBA players in the 70s saying, man, this game was great. Had we not been relegated to showing replays at midnight of the NBA Finals, the product wasn't any good. It took Magic Johnson and Larry Bird to come to the league to elevate the relevance of the NBA to get it off of late night replays at midnight of their NBA Finals. It took Magic and Larry to do that.
It took somebody that said, oh, snap. These two are A, going to go down as some of the greatest basketball players ever. B, great rivalry. C, the whole black and white thing. D, Magic Johnson, Mr. Charisma himself, Mr. Smile. I mean, come on. They called him Magic. His name's Irvin, goddammit. They called him Magic. Come on.
Caitlin Clark is Magic and Larry. Give her credit. Give her flowers, as you all like to say. They put it on ABC because there was so much demand and they had a chance to reach a wider audience. That's why they put it on ABC. But things aren't buried on ESPN. It ain't like hey, we'll run this on ESPN News or ESPN2 if those things even exist. It wasn't like, hey, we'll put it on FS2, Fox Sports 2. It was on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, and people didn't want it. Come to grips with that. There are two groups, or there's a person and a group that deserve credit for the WNBA growth. Caitlin Clark and the NBA and the men that have funded this charity basketball league for 28 years.
I thought he was going to say Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, but yeah, Caitlin Clark and then the owners of the NBA teams that have been funding this league that's been losing money, pilfering money, pissing out money for over 20 years. Without the NBA support, the WNBA is gone. The WNBA is GONE. It's no more. It's no longer existing. But the NBA owners cut a deal with David Stern. Hey, it'll look good. PR-wise, it'll look good. Folks, it's a PR move. It's a PR move. I used to think that maybe the WNBA is a loss leader. You know, the NBA thinks that by supporting the WNBA, by supporting these players, by supporting these teams, that they're getting in fans that they wouldn't normally get. But I haven't seen many WNBA fans convert to the NBA. Oh, I used to watch the WNBA and now I'm an NBA fan. No, it's I watch the NBA and now I'm tuning into the WNBA. I'm a fan of the NBA and now I'm giving the WNBA a chance. I was a fan of Michael Jordan and now I'm watching Caitlin Clark. I was a fan of Kobe and now I'm watching Caitlin Clark. I was a fan of LeBron and now I'm watching Caitlin Clark. I was a fan of Andre Drummond and now I'm watching Angel Reese. I mean, it's a one-way street. So I'm not sure what type of fans or demographic they think they're tapping into by getting the WNBA, because they don't generate enough revenue to supplement how much money they're losing by supporting these franchises, if that makes sense. Is there that many WNBA fans crossing over to the NBA to where they think it's worth their while to support this league, and continue to operate as a lost leader? I don't believe so. I believe this is just a PR stunt. It'll look good. Something to do. It's good PR. But by this time, if Caitlin Clark if along came Polly, if Caitlin Clark didn't come by, I don't know how much longer the NBA owners would have tolerated this. And even now, the NBA owners are looking for their return on their investment. Even now, you have the James Dolans of the world saying, where's my money? Where's my cut? Where's my kickback? I'm not getting that.
I just don't, this, if you're having any concerns over how much you're paying for health insurance, we've had a lot of conversation today about black women and the worship of black women, and they've been saving America, blah, 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 for years and years and years.
Gotta love it, huh?
They will not give credit to anybody other than themselves.
Whew.
It's
true.
The group of most entitled
And true.
and ungrateful demographic in the history of America.
True.
Candice Parker should be on TV and promote like, hey, man, and again, Megan Rapinoe, none of these women, these feminists are any different. Men didn't do anything for us. They exploited us. No.
They supported
Men
you.
for 28 straight years
Funded you.
have sacrificed their own money
Sure.
financing a league that lost millions of dollars every year for your benefit. Men sacrificed for Candice Parker. Now Caitlin Clark comes in, and she's having to deal with all of the hatred, vitriol, undermining, subtle shots.
Jealousy.
Her fans are racist, which is another way of saying there's something racist about her that attracts racist people. She's having her reputation smeared instead of these women turning around and saying, hey, man, I'm so glad Caitlin Clark's here, and now other people get to see our league and how great it is, and I'm appreciative of these men that sacrificed and loaned us money and financed this league, and now they're letting us fly private, and they're going to lose $50 million this year on the WNBA. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's what you do not hear nearly enough from black women. Thank you. Everything is about, oh, they're the most mistreated demographic in the planet. No, they're the most coddled demographic on the planet. Those are just facts. This isn't hatred. Every college in America is offering up scholarships and funding, and hey, your SAT scores don't have to meet these standards. We bring these black women on. Again, you wonder why they're the most educated demographic, blah, blah, because the entire academic system has been pandering to them. They got program after program for black women. They don't have nothing for black boys. Everything is about the black woman this, the black woman that, and she's so entitled, so coddled, that gratitude and thankful don't even enter her mind.
I'm not going to touch on everything he just said, but I will say gratitude definitely didn't enter her mind. Being thankful definitely didn't enter. And again, it's Candice Parker we're talking about. One of the greats. Dunking in game.
And so Caitlin Clark now has to be diminished and just very subtly spit upon. So Candice Parker say, no, I did this. And we did this. And Black women built this league. No, black women survived off the charity of black.
I wonder what Pat Summitt, rest in peace to one of, if not the greatest women's basketball coaches of all. I wonder what Pat Summitt would be saying right now. I wonder what Pat Summitt would be saying. Probably something similar to what Kim Mulkey said. It's just my take on it. But watching these players, former players, just embarrassing themselves, to be honest with you. They just make themselves sound foolish. They make themselves sound like victims. They make themselves sound like they deserve more than what they've earned. Just jealousy and spiteful and FOMO, but they've already missed out. They're serious FOMO, but they've already missed out. And now they're trying to double back. I haven't heard Candice Parker talk about the W ever. Ever. Until Caitlin Clark showed up. I haven't heard Cheryl Swoops talk about the W ever. Ever. Until Caitlin Clark showed up. Doesn't mean she didn't. It means I haven't heard of it. I haven't seen it. Because their voices were in a little echo chamber for the last 26 years, 27 years. Their voices were in a small niche of basketball fans, the 46,000 old WNBA fans that just sat in their echo chamber and heard their own thoughts over and over and over again and created their own little safe space. Now that people with going on in between their ears are hearing them, we're like, oh, you're just ugly on the inside.
Men. And y'all will reap all the benefits that men provide and then turn back around and spit on men and say you've done nothing for me. This ain't just black women. This is these white feminist women. This is women in general, and a handful of women, particularly white women.
Folks, I click on these videos before watching them. Keep that in mind. I didn't know that he was going all the way over here with it.
Stood up.
But this is why I watch. He speaks his mind. I encourage people speaking their mind.
This election cycle and said, you know what? I appreciate men. You know what? I got it good because of men. Let me support this masculinity and male energy, and let me show my support and gratitude by going into this voting booth and pulling this lever for Donald Trump and dealing with being reviled and talked about and smeared. That's how you say thank you. And trust me, we appreciate it. And there's some black women. Shamika's not the only one, but there's some black, Angela Stanton King, there's other women that I see doing this. Fall in line, do that, and watch how good men will be to you in return. So good that they'll let you create a basketball league that loses money for 30 straight years. Go on, keep on playing, baby. No problem. We got you. That's what men do. Like what?
Damn, that last part was pretty good. Keep on playing, baby. We got you. We got you. Yeah, you might have lost money. You might have been wasting our money for the last 30 years, but hey, keep on playing, baby. We got you. Appreciate all the support. Don't forget to subscribe over here, Ben Daniel Podcast. As always, guys, take it easy, and we will see you next time.